What's going on, guys, and welcome to the ATA YouTube channel. In this video, we're gonna walk you through a recent project we had out in Orlando, Florida at the PGA Show 2026. We filmed 15 plus interviews over 2 full days, 2 cameras, 1 light, and a production cart. Let's get into it. Yo, we heading out, y'all. Orlando bound. Let's go.
So we got some cool glasses in our hands. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what your product is and what you guys are doing here at the show? Talk to us a little bit about what you guys have going on here at the PGA Show.
So the key kind of differences are that Home Edition was indoor use only.
Okay.
This allows for up to 7 simultaneous players.
That's awesome.
So this is allowing more people to come into your facility and to get that launch monitor data they're looking for in indoor golf.
All right, y'all, we just finished up day 1 at the PGA Show. It was wild, it was crazy, lots of people. But hey, we got it done. 2 cams, a production cart, and a key light. Yeah, at a trade show. And just the 2 of us, my wife and I, with a little help from our brother's friends. They came out to help as well. And man, it was awesome. We can't wait for day 2. Recap for day 1, I mean, pros and cons, wins and losses. Man, I would say a total win was the cart. The production cart was clutch. We were able to toss our tripods, cameras, everything on there, and made it super easy and seamless. And man, I mean, as far as losses go, I mean, maybe one of the interviews was a little tricky, and we were moving spots, and I cut the camera angle, and so we have like a lot of different cuts, and that was a little bit harder to sync. So that would be the only loss for today. Other than that, it was clean, smooth, efficient. Again, that cart was a plus, and the light was also a plus too, because we would go into certain areas where it was really dark. There was a bright screen behind them, so a really high contrast environment. And with that F22, I mean, it was literally like at 20%. It was able to kind of pull them away from the background so that, you know, the screen isn't brighter than them. So your eyes go to the brightest part of the screen, and having that key light was really nice to kind of even add just an eye light if it was already a low contrast, well lit scene, but especially for those high contrast scenes where they were kind of lost in the shadows, we were able to kind of bring them out a bit. So day 1's a wrap. Let's jump into day 2. Let's go. What's up, guys? Here at the PGA Show for day 2. We're super pumped and excited, and we feel a whole lot more efficient than day 1. Day 1, especially that first one, that was, you know, we had to kind of ungrease the wheels a little bit. But today we feel a lot more efficient. Cameras are coming out faster. Tripods are getting deployed easy. And I mean, essentially we're pulling up to different booths. Got the cart, makes it super easy to transport and carry all of our gear. And as soon as we get to a booth, we're deploying our tripods. We got 2 tripods. We got 1 small rig video tripod, and then our Falcam F38, where that one I've almost taken pride. It's almost a game to me to see how fast I can get that thing deployed. That thing is extremely fast and efficient and small, really lightweight. And the small rig tripod's great as well. Definitely need that for our big Old Betty camera, the Red Scarlet. But other than that, as far as audio goes, we've been rocking the DJI Mic 3s. I got one right here. Check out how small. I don't have product review on, so sorry. But check out how small these little guys are. But audio's been great. We've been trying to be as efficient as possible in post. So I know this has the quadraphonic recording where you can record up to 4 tracks individually. But man, for this kind of content where there's going to be multiple speakers There's 20 plus interviews we're doing, so that's 20 plus separate exports and videos we're doing in post.
Okay.
We set this thing to mono so that there's one audio track, one video track. They're already synced, and we definitely do our external recording on each one just in case something happens. Maybe we left a microphone on somebody and they're not even in the interview anymore and they're, in the bathroom. We can then individualize that specific interview and add in their separate tracks. But 99% of the time, we're gonna use that mono track. So we get that one audio track, one video track, makes it super easy. It's already synced up. And so that way our post-production process is a lot more efficient and faster because we have to pump these out pretty quick because it's a trade show, people are showing off products. The PGA Show is happening now, so people want to see the content and the updates before any other influencer or YouTuber puts it out. So the client wants to make sure that we have this out pretty quick. So being as efficient as possible, audio synced up, one track, easy, and it's really clean. And then in the post-production, we'll just add a little bit of voice isolation so that we can kind of cut down some of the crowd noise. We do want to hear that. That way it feels immersive. It feels like you're there. We don't want to totally cut it out in post. So to where it feels like they're in a box or in a closet, that would be weird, right? So making sure that we make it feel immersive, make it feel like you're there. And other than that, post-production's been really smooth. We got the Mac Studio out, we got the MacBook Pro, and I brought this really cool 15-inch monitor. I mentioned that earlier in the video by this company called Innocent. I'll do a full review on that for sure, but that monitor has been really nice, really color accurate. So basically in the post-production process, I'll jump in and do the initial timeline setup. I'll get the A and B cam synced up, and then we will pass off the project as soon as I'm done with syncing, cutting out any fluff. These are pretty much one-take interviews, unless we're, hey, let's move to the next section. Then I'll cut and then cut out any walking stuff, getting to that next area of their booth. But other than that, it's pretty simple editing. We're doing a little bit of B-roll in between at each booth. And I'll flip that to 60 frames and making sure I'm mindful. There's a lot of things going on, so making sure I'm mindful of putting that back to 24 frames before we start the next interview. That way in post-production, it makes it a little bit easier. Or right now, when we're dropping footage after a few interviews, we'll have a little bit of break where I'll make sure that I drop footage so that nothing gets corrupted. It's already backed up. So in the worst case scenario, I don't know, the memory card in the camera just explodes or something, we have those interviews already backed up, the ones that we've already done. And then we have multiple drives. We have backups on backups so that in any event, in the worst case, we lose a drive or something, or it gets corrupted, we have a backup. And that stays with me. I got this in my pack, stays with me. Dean mentioned that in his last travel job YouTube video that he keeps his hard drive on him. Hey, see these ears? Okay, no one's getting close to this hard drive. And if they do, the camera goes down, and yeah, then we'll figure it out from there. Hey, real quick, if you're a photographer or filmmaker doing real client work, we put together something that'll help you a ton. It's called the Hybrid Creator Toolkit, and it's completely free. It includes our client call checklist, hybrid shoot checklist, editing folder structure, and delivery email templates. Basically the systems we use on every job. Grab it using the link below. It's free, no catch. All right, back to the video. And having a hybrid camera like the Nikon ZR where I could flip from video to photo, seamless, makes grabbing photos, grabbing B-roll clips, grabbing a full-on interview with the red codec is insane, and it's extremely efficient and fast. So the Nikon ZR is definitely a must-have camera if you're doing these types of jobs and projects where you're moving fast. You need a lightweight camera. It doesn't overheat. It doesn't have crazy, like 10-minute record times. It is reliable, and it shoots great video and photo. And that's the Nikon ZR for us. We got old Betty. Red Scarlet, love that camera. And that's a camera we've really relied upon for video work over the last few years. So got that in our kit always. And before each interview, we'll do a clap sync with our slate. That way we can easily sync with our B cam, the Red Scarlet. And at these trade shows, it's pretty loud. There's a lot of people, and the only source of audio on our Scarlet is a shotgun mic. So in order to sync the Scarlet with the Nikon ZR or with the lavalier mics is to do a clap sync. And so with our slate, we just clap really loud, and that loud peak will allow us to then sync both cameras together. So haven't had any issues with that. Literally drag and drop, highlight it, and then sync it up in DaVinci Resolve, and it's been seamless, no issues. In the worst case scenario, if it doesn't sync because just Scarlet's volume was too low or just so loud, which we haven't had an issue with that yet, but in the worst case, in that event, you can still manually do it, and it's a lot easier with if you're recording a clap sync, because you can see frame by frame them closing the slate, and that's better than trying to read mouths or a hand gesture or hand movement later on when they're doing their talking head. So that's a distinguishable, clap sync that you can easily sync up manually if you have to. But we haven't had any issues, like I said. One of the biggest wins has been this production cart. It's held all of our stuff. We can move things around a lot easier, and it basically opens us up for a higher production level. If we didn't have the cart, then we're gonna have to minimize. Then we go down to maybe one camera angle, maybe we don't take a light. You then start to compromise some of the production level. Having the production cart enables us to then add on a second camera angle, add a light. So having a key light to bring them up, add an eye light is really clutch. Having the production cart to carry all this stuff. And we got our lunch on here. We have other people with us. My wife and I, her brother is the one that hired us. So he's got family, his wife, his cousin, his friend Matt. We got 2 other people that he brought that does an advertisement for him. So we got a lot of people with us. So them being able to put their bags and their lunch and their snacks has been really, really clutch. And we've been using the Pro-Aim Victor Light 42-inch cart. This thing is toolless, so you can literally pack it down to a briefcase. It's a pretty big briefcase, but you can pack it down and build it back up without any tools. So we've been doing that over the last 2 days, and it's been really clutch and one of our biggest wins for sure. And that's a wrap for the PGA Show 2026. Appreciate you guys for coming with us over these last 2 days and seeing the ins and outs of our process of filming at fast-moving, large crowd trade shows. The main takeaway for these types of projects is to keep the production high, but the process simple and repeatable. We weren't overbearing or intrusive, yet drew some oohs and ahs, which is always great for the client and getting them more work within their industry. Our setups averaged around 3 to 4 minutes to get up and going, which was a tribute to us fully knowing our gear and how each piece of equipment works. All in all, we were able to deliver 16 talking head videos along with 50 plus photos and 1 long form recap video for their YouTube channel, all delivered within 3 days after the event. It wasn't just the filming, but the pre-production plan and post-production efficiency that allowed us a speedy turnaround. Hey, if you want to learn more of how to film in high pressure situations in fast moving run and gun environments, hit that subscribe button. We post tons of content covering hybrid creators, either in large or small scale projects. Also, if this video was helpful to you, go ahead and smash that like button. Share it to your friends and family, and let them know the fellas at ATA are crushing it. Hey, we appreciate you guys a ton, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.